Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video is kind of going to be kind of like an introduction to makeup, to introduce some of you guys to the makeup world, because a lot of you have asked me how do I get started with makeup. I don't know where to begin. So I hope this video kind of gives you guys the information and kind of introduces you to some products that you should look for when you're starting with makeup. And I'm also going to be sharing some of my own personal experiences on how I started with makeup. And also I'll be sharing mostly drugstore products with you guys so that it'll be more affordable for y'all and it'll be more available as well. So let's just get started. So I'm gonna first talk about how I got started with makeup. I got started with makeup I think when I was about 9 years old. I kind of started experimenting with like lip gloss, eyeshadow, and nail polish. I kind of started experimenting with it then, and I remember I was reading up a lot about makeup. Like, even though I didn't have the products at home, I would buy magazines and I would like read up on the beauty pages on how to apply makeup, what kind of eyeshadow suits, you know, brown eyes, blue eyes, you know, just those cutesy magazines that they had. And I just read up a lot about makeup, which is probably why I know so much about makeup now, because I've been reading up a lot since that age. And also I think as I grew older, I just started to experiment more with makeup, which is something that I want to talk about, is that you should go for products that you feel comfortable using. Like when I was 9 years old, I didn't know how to use foundation. I didn't know how to use a brush to apply it, so I didn't use it. And also I couldn't get it. So if you can't access it, if you don't know how to use it, you don't have to. It's not like there's no rule book, you know, there's no rules that say you have to wear makeup this way, you have to do this way. No, there isn't. I mean, there are obviously proper techniques and methods, but if you have a technique and you have a method and you have a system of doing things your way and you feel comfortable doing it your way, you should do it your way. So that's one thing I want to emphasize. Makeup is about you, it's about being who you are, it's about being comfortable with how much makeup you're wearing. So you don't need to go for the crazy like layered makeup. You don't need to. If you're just like a bit of a blush and lip gloss girl, then that's fine. So now I'm just gonna go into talking about stuff that you should have in your beginner makeup kit. Personally, I feel like you should have eyebrow product. Eyebrows are so important. You need to have those. You need to have an eyebrow product, some concealer, maybe a favorite lipstick, and a powder foundation, and a blush. Those are like the 5 things I feel you guys should have. That's all, just 5 things. I will definitely be sharing some more products with you guys, but these are the main 5 things that you guys should have. So when it comes to talking about concealer, I started using concealer when I was about I think 16, 17, because I had a really bad breakup then. I had really bad acne, so I started using concealer to cover up those acne marks, and I wasn't comfortable with using foundation then, so I just stuck to concealer. So one of the concealers that I've been using since then, and I still continue to use because it's really good, is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. My shade is warm beige, but this one is cool tan. I kind of got a darker shade because I have a tan right now. And it's only $9. It's really cheap, and even the best makeup artists use this concealer. It's really good. It's really good for coverage. It doesn't really crease much, and it blends beautifully. So this is definitely a product you should check out. Now moving on to eyebrows. Eyebrows are so important. Personally, I don't do anything with my brows because I just happen to have really good brows. I just thread my brows every 2 months and then I'm done, and I brush them in place before I leave the house. But if you are someone who has sparse brows, you might want to invest in a good brow product. A cheap one would be the Innisfree Auto Eyebrow Pencil. It has like it's double-ended, so on one side it's a little spoolie and the other side is like the stick cream product which you can apply your brows on and you can draw your brows on. And it has like a slanted edge, which is really good to draw on your brows. It gives you more control. I've used this product on a few of my clients before, and I love the color. It's not too orangey, not too bluish, it's just right. It's a very neutral shade, so it can go with a lot of skin tones, and it's only $6, so you you guys should check that out. If you want a more high-end product, I would recommend the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Wrap Pomade. It's really good and it's super creamy, and it stays beautifully. So yeah, brows are definitely very important. And like, just imagine this, like when you have a photo, you need to put a photo in a photo frame. So your face is like the photo and your eyebrows are like the frame. Your eyebrows frame your whole face. Your eyebrows can change how your overall look can look. So you might want to definitely look into brow products. Moving on to powder, I've always used powder. I've tried using powder as a foundation before, it just didn't work with me. Singapore is really hot and I have oily skin, so it just did not work with me. But what I like to do with powder is I kind of like to do like a little light dusting over my face just to remove that oily shine. And the one that I use is this one by Revlon. It's the Revlon Photo Ready Compact Powder. This is in light/medium. It kind of broke. And I really love this powder because it is super natural. It's a very natural finish. It does not make your skin look cakey at all, and it's a drugstore product, so it's affordable. So yeah, you might want to check this out as well. The next product that I'm going to talk about is lipstick. There are so many lipsticks out there, and I feel like lipstick is like the first thing a girl or a boy looks at when it comes to trying out makeup for the first time. So I'm just going to share some of the products that I use, some of the drugstore products that I use that I really like. The first I will be sharing would be these Maybelline Colourshow lipsticks. I love Maybelline lipsticks. They are very creamy, very pigmented, and they're very affordable. And there's always sales on these lipsticks. It's like buy two get one free or something like that. And I feel that Maybelline has the best nude lipsticks. Personally, I definitely do like nude lipsticks. I prefer to have crazy eyeshadows instead. So yeah, Maybelline lipsticks are amazing. They are bomb AF, and you definitely want to check out Maybelline. Other brands that sell really good lipsticks would be NYX. This is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. I have a couple of these. They're like $14. It comes in so many different colors. They have like nudes, oranges, blues even. So yeah, and it feels very comfortable to wear, although the staying power is not that good. But it's definitely a good product to try out when you're first starting off makeup. Another brand would be ColourPop. This one is the ColourPop Ultra Satin Liquid Lipstick. This is the color Tansy. I love the finish of this liquid lipstick. I don't like their Ultra Matte lipstick because they are extremely drying. So I just prefer the Ultra Satin ones, and they are very pigmented as well. So yeah. If you're looking for like certain lipstick shade that you need to have in your lipstick kit, I would recommend a good bright red colored lipstick. A good shade would be Ruby Woo by MAC. It's kind of expensive, it's like $30, but the thing about red lipstick is that red lipstick can really give your face color. For me, I tend to have a very pale face in the morning, so and if I don't have enough sleep, my face just looks ghastly. So on those days, I always like to wear brightly colored lipstick. You can go for like a warm red, or you can go for like a cool red. It's completely up to you. Other shades that you can try going into is a nude lipstick. You can try NYX. NYX has so many of them. Or you can even try Maybelline, like I said before. And another lipstick that you should have in your kit would be like a cool colored lipstick, like maybe purple, blue, green, whatever you want to do you. Now moving on to blush. Personally, I did not start using blush till recently. I think you might have noticed all the products that I say you need to have in your kit are not products that I always use. Reason being is that just because I use certain products all the time doesn't mean all of you need to do that. And these products I picked are based on my opinion on what people as a whole should have in their makeup kit bag, and stuff that you should start off with. So moving on, talking about my blush, I didn't really start using blush until recently. I completely underestimated how blush can really liven up your face and give your face some color. So a good blush that I would recommend is this one by Rimmel. This is the Rimmel Lasting Finish Soft Color Blush in the color Madeira. I love this blush. It's only $9.90. It's a very natural finish, and it's super affordable. And for me, I like these like dusty pinky rose colored blushes. I've tried like a coral blush as well. It's really good. Completely up to you what you like. I would suggest you start off with maybe a pinky shade and then move on to maybe like deeper colored blushes or like orange colored blushes as well. So yeah, definitely check out a blush. Moving on to other products. The other products that I'm going to talk about are optional. If you want to add them to your kit, by all means go ahead. If you don't have to. These are just like some products which I feel like I always have in my kit, which I currently use a lot, and also products that I feel you might want to look into in the future when you're expanding your collection. So I'm going to talk about primer and setting spray. I think you guys are probably wondering, why don't you talk about primer and setting spray first? I did not have a primer and setting spray until recently. I did not use a primer and setting spray or anything, but when I discovered a primer and setting spray, it was like my whole makeup game changed. So starting off with primer, the first primer that I used was this one by Mercier. It's the oil-free foundation primer. I first started using this because I got a free tester in a magazine. Side note, testers are a really good way to test out makeup. A few brands that give out testers a lot would be I know Decay gives out a lot of testers. Clinique gives out a lot of testers. Yeah, those two are like one of those power brands that give out a lot of testers. But anyway, back to this. I first started using this primer when I got a free tester of it, and I loved using it, so I just started using it. I've not used any drugstore primers before. Only the reason being is because I feel like when it comes to primer and setting spray, you might want to fork out a bit more money, because primer and setting spray are what is gonna keep your makeup staying fresh. It's what's gonna help your makeup look better. So if anything that you wanna splurge on, it would be primer and setting spray. So a good drugstore primer would be the Maybelline Babyface Pore Eraser. I heard a lot of good reviews about that. I've not personally used it, but it's one of the top few out there. But I still firmly believe that if you want to buy a primer, you should get a good quality one. Moving on to setting spray, the one that I first used and is still continuing to use is the Urban Decay Eyeliner setting spray. One good thing about this setting spray is that it comes in minis. This is the full size one, which is $48. The mini is, I think it's about 22 ml. No way, it's about 30 ml or something like that, and it's $22. Yes, and Urban Decay has mini setting sprays for all of their different setting sprays as well. So that's a good way to start off trying a setting spray as well. The next product I'm going to talk about is foundation. Now, I feel like a lot of people think, do I need to wear foundation? A lot of people feel iffy about wearing foundation because it's like so full coverage, your whole face. You don't need to start wearing foundation. I did not start properly wearing a full layer of foundation until I was about 18. Before that, I remember I would try foundation and I just wouldn't know the right technique. I wouldn't know how to apply it properly. So I just gave up on it. So and I revisited it when I was 18. It's completely up to you if you want to use foundation. If you don't, that's fine. If you do, a good drugstore brand to try out would be the L'Oreal Paris True Match foundation. My shade is N7. I love this foundation. It's really good. The coverage is amazing. It's about $30, so it's not too expensive. It's actually quite a good size for like a $32 foundation. Yes, I've been using this for about, I think about 6 months now. Yeah, and it's one of my favorite drugstore foundations, so definitely check out this foundation. It comes in many shades, so I'm pretty sure you will definitely be able to find your shade in this foundation as well. Now I'm going to talk about contour and highlight. For me, contour, I kind of started using bronzers. I love bronzers. I just love that glowy contour tan look. Is just my thing. Back then I used to use this blush by LA Girl. I don't remember the name, but I will list it down below. But it was really good. I think they've stopped selling it actually, which is kind of sad. But the bronzers that I use now are these by Beauty UK. These are the Beauty UK matte bronzers. I have both shades. I have medium and dark. I like to mix both shades because I feel that medium is a bit too orangey for me. So when I mix both of these two shades, it gives like the perfect contour. I'm actually wearing it right now on my face, and these are I think $15.90 each. They're really affordable, and Beauty UK is one of my favorite drugstore brands as well. They have really good products, so if you want to try the contour trend, check out Beauty UK's products. Moving on to highlight. Highlight is definitely something that I've recently started. Highlighting is a relatively new trend in the beauty world. I own quite a few highlighters. I have two high-end products. I have a palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have one from Tarte, but you don't need to buy those crazy palettes. You can get a really good highlighter, and I would recommend this one by LA Girl. It is the LA Girl Strobe Light Strobing Powder. This is the shade 80 Watt. These are $15.90, and for a drugstore highlight, these are amazing. These are really amazing. It comes in tons of shades. They are very pigmented. They are so shiny, and they're just, I love them. So if you want to try highlighting, get yourself one of these. You will not be disappointed. They are really pigmented, and they're actually very impressive for a drugstore product. So another product I want to talk about is eyeliner. Eyeliner is definitely one of the first products that I started using. I started using pencil liner first, and from pencil liner I moved on to liquid liner. The one that I use right now is also a drugstore product. A lot of people have asked me what eyeliner do I use. I use the LA Colors Smudge Proof Liquid Liner. The label kind of scratched up. It's only $5. Been using this for years. I personally like a good old liquid liner. I know there's like tons of other liquid liners out there, like the marker liners. I don't like marker liners only because if you leave a marker liner open in your bag, that's it. It's gone. You cannot. It's over. Like the product will dry up, and there's no way you can use it ever again. But for liquid liner, even if you leave it a little bit open, it's fine. You can like heat it up a little bit. What I like to do is I like to take like a little lighter, and I like to just put it underneath the tube a little bit to like warm up the product and melt it a little bit, and it works just as well. So I just prefer liquid liner. If you are someone who likes pencil liner more, go ahead, use pencil liner. If you like marker liner, go ahead, use marker liner. Another product that I'm gonna talk about is mascara. I only recently started using mascara. I have a very few set of lashes. I have really good lashes, but I find that using mascara kind of accentuates all of that. So I started using it. Currently I'm using a drugstore product actually. It's by Maybelline. It's the Maybelline Magnum Volume Express Waterproof Mascara. This is amazing. This is very volumizing. It's not as clumpy as I thought it would be. I thought a drugstore mascara would be very clumpy. This is not. It lasts really well, and yes, it is waterproof. So yes. Okay, so the next product that I'm gonna talk about is eyeshadow. I used to use like really cheap eyeshadow palettes that you kind of bought at like Mustafa in Singapore. Don't do that. Those palettes are like crappy. The first expensive eyeshadow palette that I bought was the Urban Decay Naked palette right here. And I know it's expensive, but I actually really think that if you are planning to venture into eyeshadows and you want to experiment with colors a bit more, I really feel that eyeshadow is a product that you should invest in, especially because when it comes to pigment and quality and finish, the higher end products definitely do have a advantage because they develop products which are so much better. So this is the palette that I bought, and I've honestly used it so much. And I think a lot of people, when they buy palettes such as these, especially when they're new to makeup, they would think that, oh, what's the point of me buying such a palette when I won't even use all these colors? I thought the same thing too. The thing is, I started off using like this color, and as I just grew with my makeup journey, I started to experiment with different colors and different looks, and I actually use, like for example, I use the color Sin here. I use it as a highlight, and I use the color Buck as a contour shade. So that's one thing about this palette. It's very multifunctional. You can use it for many things, and it's a very good palette to start off with because it gives you a lot of options. There is matte shades, there are shimmer shades, there are shades which you can create natural looks, there are shades which you can create more dramatic looks as well. So this is one of the palettes that are really good if you're first starting off with eyeshadows. There are 4 different versions of this, so you can pick which one you feel is suitable. I personally love the first palette so much. It's like my baby. So this is definitely a palette to consider if you want to look into eyeshadows. If you don't, a brand that is really good with eyeshadows and is really cheap is Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild sells tons of little mini palettes of eyeshadow. They also have singular eyeshadow shades and it's only like $2 and the pigment is insane. Like it's really good. So if you don't want to spend $88 on a palette, it's okay. You can also look at drugstore brands such as Wet n Wild. So now I'm just going to talk about other products that you might want to look into when you start with makeup. One will be makeup remover. For me, I never bought a makeup remover because I always use olive oil. I've been using olive oil for a lot of uses. I've been using it on my hair, I've been using it on my nails, on my lips, and I've been using it a lot to remove my makeup. It's almost finished. I need to get a new bottle. I use this one by Ginvera. It's the Ginvera Pure Olive Oil for skin and hair care. So when you get an olive oil to remove your makeup, make sure it's either organic or it states specifically that it's for skin and hair care. Don't use the ones that your mom used to cook. Don't use that. Olive oil is actually a really great way to remove your makeup. It goes off in one swipe. It's super easy to use. And what I kind of like to do is I kind of like to leave the oil on my face for just a few minutes before I wash it off because it has moisturizing properties as well. And also it's a lot more, it's a more healthier option as compared to makeup removers. Reason being, a lot of makeup removers contain alcohol, and what alcohol does to your skin is that it makes your skin drier. Thus, it will make your skin age quickly. So that's why I just don't like to use makeup removers. I always will use olive oil. Now when it comes to brushes, I have a lot of brushes. But I think a lot of people are asking like, which brushes should I get? If you want to start off, get a good blush brush, like so. A flat brush is amazing for foundation. Get a good foundation brush. Eyeshadow brushes are so important. These few are by Kylie Cosmetics. Get a good blending brush, especially for eyeshadows. You need a good blending brush. If you want to invest in brushes, that's a good decision because you need good tools to make sure your makeup is bomb. So get good blending brushes like so. This one is I love using this to blend, these two to blend out my eyeshadows especially. A flat brush would be good to apply shadow all over your lids as well. For contouring and highlighting, I would recommend a big fan brush like this. I think a lot of people were confused, like how do you use a big fan brush? You can use it to contour, you can use it to highlight, and it does both, so get one of these as well. You can also get sponges. Personally, for applying my foundation, I love using Beauty Blender. This is like dirty, sorry. Beauty blenders are amazing, but it's kind of expensive. It's $30. If you don't want to get a Beauty Blender, there are tons of other sponges out there. Like I bought a whole set of these cute little sponges for like $2. And it comes like a little triangle which you can put like a bit of setting spray underneath and all these weird shapes as well. And you can get like and some of them have like those like circular ones. Oh, like this one, like this puff. You can apply powder, or you can get the circular sponges to apply your makeup and whatnot, and you can get them at any beauty supply store for really cheap. Another thing you might want to get would be a little spoolie to just comb your brows in place. Yes, there are tons of like these brush sets that they sell for pretty cheap. If you don't want to spend that much on brushes are expensive, not just makeup brush, even when you paint, like I go to art school, so I know that even for painters, brushes are just expensive. They're just expensive. But if you don't want to spend that kind of money, there are a lot of good quality brushes out there for an affordable price, which you can check out as well. And I think, how do you wash your brushes? Soap and water. That's it. Soap and water. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this video. That was very thorough. I hope this video gave you all the information that will help you get started on your makeup journey. I am so excited for you. I cannot wait to see all the cool looks you guys come up with. If you have any questions, you can always DM me on Instagram, or you can just leave it all down in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys, so tell me, speak up. So thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you soon. So bye.